Here we are for the curtain raiser at Vogeltown Park. New Plymouth Old Boys Div 1s playing Southern Div 1s. Not the best start to the game. Josh Ray kicking out on the full. We're now coming back to the first scrum of the game. Southern put in. Old Boys look like a very experienced front row out there. That's a great first scrum, pushing Southern right off the ball. I'd be surprised if there's not a penalty coming up here. Actually, it's gone the other way. Southern penalty. Old Boys infringing at the maul. It is an experienced Old Boys front row with both Macaro boys at prop. Jack Sigley, ex-New Plymouth Boys High School first 15 hooker, who's just returned to the province. Natai playing at second 5 for Old Boys, slipping up in the tackle. Looks like Southern are playing under an advantage. Well, the ball's gone wide, and Old Boys defenders came in, leaving a gap out wide, letting Southern score the first try.
Talking you have to do as much as you like. I do. They certainly take the blind side really well, didn't they? Yeah, they did.
Southern's conversion's gone wide of the post, so we have Southern 5, Old Boys 0. So Old Boys are coming back to the halfway line for the kickoff. Josh Ray will be hoping for a better kick from his first one. He certainly put that a bit longer. Good take by Southern. Kick's gone up. Sam Wairangi's taking the ball, kicking out wide into space, and that's a good nudge. Out midway, 22 and halfway, and now we're going to the first line out of the game. Southern have the throw-in. Trent Sutton playing his third game for Old Boys in the middle of the line-out. He'll be a menace, I'm sure. Making a comeback after 2 years retirement. Big tackle by Rollins coming through. Southern have the ball though. Trying to use the inside channel. Once again taking a hit up. Trying to get in behind the Old Boys D-line. Old Boys not rolling away, and they've given away another infringement. Penalties are costing them early in the game. That's a good nudge, and it's again out halfway between 22 and halfway. Southern will be throwing into the line out. The old boys D-line's being tested early. Ant Taylor's first touch of the game at fullback. Coming in at fullback for the first time after his cousin Richard Darney has moved over to the UK for a short stint abroad, giving Tails the opportunity to get wider. Well, Jack Sigley got over that ball and has turned it over. Old boys' first penalty of the game, which will give them a chance to relieve some pressure and get out of their own half. Troy Hayes tracking the ball up midfield. He's been strong this season. It's taking a few men to stop him. Out to James McKerrow, Trent Sutton on the hit up. Old boys have the ball on halfway. Dean Artai out to Taylor. Sam Wiring on the wing. He's got a bit of room and he can certainly gas it. Luke de Villiers should be able to clear this quickly. Old boys will be wanting quick ball. Sean McKerrow hitting it up. Makes 3 metres. Luke de Villiers in clearing. Jermaine Kipper coming back from injury. Strong run. Offloading. Oh. Missed pass to Taylor, but unfortunately Ngatai coming through wasn't ready for the pass and has knocked it on. Old boys have a few injuries today in the back line, so a few people having to play out of position. I see Caleb Bretai and Casey Rayhana running water for the day. Southern moving the ball wide and they're finding gaps out wide in the old boys' defence. Logan Ray, good tackle though, put the player on the deck. However, again, old boys have infringed and that's the third penalty given away. Southern look like they're going to nudge the corner and with their forward pack, I suspect they're going to go for a line-out drive. Nice line out. Southern gone to the back and they have set up that drive on the 22. They've made 2 or 3 metres already. They're drawing in the old boys defenders. 15 metres out from the goal line. Ref's got his hand up again. Looks like he's got Old Boys for a penalty. Here we go, Southern going wide, testing the Old Boys defence. Good tackle by Josh Ray, but it was offloaded. Southern only a metre out. Nice defence, Troy Hayes. Old Boys defence came out too quickly, so again playing under advantage. It's the man on man out wide. And somehow the Southern wingers dropped the ball with the goal line in sight. However, we're coming back to a 5 metre penalty. Southern look like they're going for the tap. However, they've changed their mind. They're now kicking for a line out, 5 metres out from the Old Boys goal line. Southern gone to number 2, setting up the drive. Old Boys aren't committing all their forwards, and it's costing them now as Southern are making some metres. They've broken away, the tackle's been made. Southern now going wide. Old Boys defence will be tested again out here. Levi McPhee at centre, taking the man down. Southern got numbers out wide, but Old Boys are filling that gap. Nice run by the front rower. He's put down pretty quickly by the Old Boys defence. Southern again coming back in the inside channel. The ball's been stripped and it's a knock on. Old Boys will have the scrum, but the rest playing an advantage. Luke de Villiers puts in a clearing kick. It's not out. The ref is not playing advantage. The advantage is over. Southern coming wide. Old Boys need to make a tackle. Matt Harrell's put the rangy lock on the deck. Still only 2 metres out from the Old Boys line. Oh, big tackle. Luke de Villiers. And he's knocked the ball out of the Southern attacker's hands, and Old Boys have to put into the scrum and hopefully relieve some pressure. The Old Boys have given a lot of penalties, but they haven't had their hands on the ball for long periods of time, Billy. Yeah, they'll need to work on their combinations and their defence out wide. I think Southern have certainly got some opportunities out when they move quick ball. Scrum screw, they're bringing Dean Artai in on the angle. He's taken mid-22 goal line. Looks like the ball's been turned over though. Ball's back to Josh Ray. His clearance kick just finds touch on the 10 metre line. 10 metre line and Old Boys half. So they've relieved the pressure. Ball's not straight, so Old Boys again will get their hands on the ball through a scrum. Let's see if they can retain a bit of possession and build up a bit of pressure in the Southern half. Villiers puts the ball in. It's back to number 8's feet. Cut out pass. Levi McPhee, he's got to move the ball on early. He's given Sam Warrington some space and Taylor out in the wing. But the pass went astray. And Old Boys have turned the ball over and given Southern a line out on the halfway line.
Sure that was try again, listen, you think?
Yep, I think if the ball went to hand, it certainly would have created some space down that right-hand side wing. Southern a good throw-in. Done, they've got the ball in midfield. Again going wide early, but they've knocked the ball over. Matt Harold hits the ball out wide, out to Ngatai. He's kicked ahead. He's chasing his kick. And Southern number 9 is taking the ball into touch. And Old Boys is going to have a line out. Probably first attacking line out of the game. First time in the Southern half since the kickoff. Sigley's throwing the ball in. Sutton has it in the middle of the line out. Kepper hitting it hard right by the posts. Old Boys 2 metres out, going in over the ball. They're trying to get quick ball. Luke de Villiers out to Sutton. Sutton charging in close to the line. Boys are getting in behind him. Driven him to the line. I don't think he's going to get the ball down though. Looks like Southern have got some players underneath that, and it's going to come back to a 5 metre scrum. Old Boys put in. Sutton held up over the line. Old Boys looking better actually when they keep the ball close to their forwards, and they're starting to make some impressions into that Southern defensive line. There's a big blind side to work with, half the field. Looks like they're set out to go right though. De Villiers comes blind. I think it'd be hard to stop. This might be the first pushover scrum we've seen in club rugby for a number of years, and it is. Great scrum by Old Boys. Jermaine Kepper just picking the ball up at number 8 and dotting the ball down. As we thought at the start of the game, Old Boys scrum will be a weapon if they can get close to that Southern line. So we had the score 5-all at Old Boys, number 1 field, with the kick to come.
Even now. 20 gone, Chris. They're running at you, mate. You give them the ball, they're running at you, so don't give them the ball. Run at them. Don't give them the ball, boys.
Josh Ray puts the kick over, and it is Old Boys leading 7 against Southern Div 1's 5. Sending the kick deep into the Old Boys 22. Luke de Villiers is taking a good catch with no pressure on him. He hasn't put the ball out though. And Southern have taken the ball in their own half and they're moving it wide. They've put the kick in. Taylor has the ball on his 22. Fake to kick, but he's gone into contact. So Old Boys pick and going, close to their line. Big Jermaine Kepper. He's got the line in sight with 50 metres to go. He's gone to the deck. There's a couple of big blowouts. Harold's in, clearing the ball out wide. Oh, nearly an intercept pass. Taylor in midfield, offloaded to McKerrow. James McKerrow offloading to his brother Sean, but he's had the ball stripped. Southern now have the ball. They're breaking out wide. Old Boys need to make a tackle quickly, and they haven't. The winger's in open space. And he looks like he's going to go in the corner. Oh, it's a great tackle by Harold. However, the Southern player managed to offload. Backup player took the ball and dove over in the corner. Great counter-attacking try by Southern. Well, Old Boys paying the price for turning the ball over, and Southern are quick to counter-attack. I think the try was scored by the Southern number 9, Sheldon Symes, who's been everywhere today so far. Showing a lot of energy in both attack and defence. Old Boys' lead was short-lived there, Billy.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Lasted all of about 2 minutes.
Just shows what a turnover ball is going to do to you. You know, the Southern team's going to punish you if they get the opportunity.
They certainly will. You've got to make your tackles early. So kick to come. Looks like he's pushed it in front of the post. No, he hasn't. It's over. So Southern take the lead. 12 points to 7. Probably about halfway through the first half.
23 minutes gone.
Old Boys scrums looking dominant, but Southern certainly seem to have them out wide.
Looking good, Old Boys, keep going. Don't worry about it, the ref will keep them onside. Keep going, boys.
Coach Phil Gard giving the boys a bit of encouragement from the sideline.
Come on, AB, up.
Southern lock number 4, Wilson Parada. He's been involved in a lot of Southern's early hit-ups.
Old Boys are certainly missing a lot of tackles, those first up tackles, Pete, so it's going to be costly to them.
It will be, and it's allowing Southern to get on the front foot and play most of the game in the Old Boys half. Old Boys have the ball in the 22. Sigley to throw in. Using Trent Sutton again in the middle of the line out. That's easy ball. Setting up the maul. They're starting to make inroads. Luke de Villiers the ball. Old Boys running out of their own half. Dean Ardai midfield. Offloads to Troy Hayes, who's been strong again on the ball. Maul's full. Taylor's coming to halfback. Numbers out wide if they can get it to Wairangi. And he sets off on the right-hand side. Oh, he's tried to offload on the inside, and the pass has gone down again. I think maybe Old Boys just on those attacks, rather than trying those 50-50 offloads, they just need to tuck the ball under their arms and try and recycle the ball. Try and build up a bit of pressure.
It's amazing how some days you have those 50-50 passes that just come off every time, eh? Then there's other weeks you just can't make them stick.
Yeah, that's right. And unfortunately, looks like it might be one of those days when they're not going to stick. But there's still a long time to go in this game. The Old Boys front row of McKerrows and Sigley will be looking to put a lot of pressure on the Southern scrum. And the shunt's coming in. The scrum's twisted. The ref's letting it play on though, but I think Old Boys have come up with the ball. Pick up down the blind, keeper's away. I don't think they're going to stop him. He's going to run 30 metres and score in the corner. Well, again that scrum causing problems for Southern. Well, I think that's the longest I've seen Jermaine Keppis run to score a try in a long time.
I'd say by the end of the night, Speed, he'd be telling you he ran from the halfway.
It was very close actually.
Probably further.
Actually, great playing conditions here at Vogeltown Park. Slightly overcast. The rain so far stayed away. Grounds are in great condition. Not too hot for the players. And not too cool for the supporters. Josh Ray at the kick. Don't think it's got the legs though. And that's tied the game up. 12 points all. Probably a fair reflection of the game, I think. Southern look like they got the attacking flair out wide, but Old Boys may be an advantage up front. We've got a great looking reserve bench here at the Old Boys today. Bevan Lau, Gary Hoffmans. They'll be looking to make an impact in the second half. Once again, the ball not finding touch though. Southern coming in from deep. Rollins eventually making the tackle, putting their Southern tackler down. Southern peeling around the side of the Mauls. Southern prop making inroads. Another couple of metres over the advantage line. Now they're going wide. Pass has gone astray. Rather than going through the hands, Southern chose the long cutout pass, and with the pressure of the defenders, they've knocked it on. Old Boys put into the scrum, looks pretty solid. Halfback de Villiers clearing. Nata on the inside run, taking two defenders, but he's getting held up. He's got to get to the ground as he's going to turn the ball over. The ball's on the deck now. It's moving wide to Makero, offloaded to Sigley. Sigley's heading it up. Old Boys over the ball. Being cleared to Taylor. Taylor hits wide, out to McPhee, who puts the kick in, which wasn't the best option, and he's kicked it out on the full. So we're going to come back to the 10 metre line in Old Boys half, and Southern's going to have to put into the line out. Once again, Old Boys giving the ball away.
I think I'd like to see them keep it in a little bit close, Pete. Probably the inside channel. Maybe.
I think what Old Boys are going to do is play to their strengths. So the back's got to play it close to the forwards, keeping the forwards involved in the game. Troy Hayes making a nice tackle in the midfield. Southern number 8 making a good 2 or 3 metres. Now they're going the other way, coming back left to the big midfielder. He's sold the dummy, he's going through the gap, one man to beat, and he has offloaded. The last line defence being tested again by Old Boys. Southern only 2 metres out from the goal line. They've got all their forwards in the midfield though, so they're not committing anyone to the breakdown, but they have won the ball, driving towards the line. Only half a metre out. The forwards are coming in now, they're rumbling up. Southern have an advantage. He's dived for the line. Looked like it might have been a try from here, and the ref has come round the side and he's given it. Well, once again, Southern making inroads through the old boys' midfield, and they look dangerous when they get close to the line. (17-12) to Southern. Kick to come. Kick's in a handy position. There's actually no wind here at Vogeltown Park today. Certainly no breeze that's favouring any of the teams. Goal kicker's taken the ball right back to the 22, so he's given himself a better angle. Struck it nicely, and the flags are up. So Southern 19, Old Boys 12.
Once again, I think Pete Tackling's let them down.
It has. They've got to make those early tackles.
Especially the big guy on the centres for Southern. When he gets a bit of space, he's certainly finding the gaps, and old boys guys aren't taking him down around the laces.
Yeah. Look like they've got number 15, Keani Broughton. He certainly is creating space every time he runs the ball, and he's able to offload. Old boys kick off straight to the Southern number 8. He's hit the ball up on the 10-metre line. Again, they're locked number 4. Hitting up well. Now the ball's going wide. The kick's gone into Old Boys territory. Down to the 22, Sam Wyring with the ball. He's taken the ball back into his 22, so he's kicked back to Broughton. Probably not the best man to kick to at the moment. However, he's put the ball down to Taylor, inside his 22. Taylor's decided to go wide and open them up. Sold the dummy. Now he's heading up in midfield. Old Boys will need the ball here. Ball's coming free to Makero. Shocking pass. Down by his bootlaces, but picked up by Ray. The ball hasn't been knocked on. Luke de Villiers has come from the field. He's been replaced by Marty. Marty, the new Old Boys halfback. Levi McPhee heading it up midfield. Old Boys are still coming out of their own half. Ball in hand. Kepper puts the kick in. And the ball goes out just over the halfway line. Southern territory. Southern have got the quick throw in, and they've gone to number 4, Wilson Parada, who's taken the ball. Pick and go. Looks like they'll pick and go again. Trent Sutton puts them down. Kepper had a go at the ball, but just missed out. Oh, great drive by Old Boys over the ball. Ball's come back to Southern. Troy Hayes makes the tackle. Again with first 5, Josh Ray getting in there and getting low. He's getting through a power work. And he'll need to make this tackle again, which he does. Southern finding gaps around the Old Boys ruck and maul. Going through the middle, Parada tries to offload. Ref's given a penalty for a deliberate knockdown by an Old Boys player. He looked like he was just trying to stop the pass. And a bit of back chat, and they've been marched 10 metres right in front of the posts, and it looks like Southern are going to come up and take the penalty. Again, discipline costing the Old Boys team.
Back chat didn't come from the fullback, did it, Pete?
I don't think it would have come back from all that way there. It might have if he was playing at halfback though. So Southern are using their number 8, Carl Frost, his goal kicker. He's hit the ball pretty well so far today. And this one's right in front. And that's straight down the middle, never looked like missing. So we're coming up to the halfway time, and Old Boys are down 22-12. I want to score now before half time. Oh, kick-off hasn't gone 10 metres. So we're going to come back to a Southern scrum midfield. Right on halfway.
What do you think Coach Guard's going to say at half time, Pete?
I don't think Coach Guard's going to be impressed with these silly mistakes. Doesn't look like halfback Luke DeVilliers is going to be coming back to the field. Looks like he's dislocated his shoulder. He's down the sideline now getting taped up. So Old Boys 20, Marty Campbell will be on for the rest of the game at halfback. Southern gone left again, up to the Old Boys 10 metre line. Looking dangerous outright. Now they're using their big forwards to truck up, offloading in the tackle. Old Boys D-line looks a bit slow coming up and putting pressure on Southern. It's out to the winger, man on man, Taylor to beat. Oh, he stepped out. One man to beat, but he stepped on the line. So it'll be an Old Boys line out, 5 metres out from the goal line. Looked like he might have got round Taylor there for a while, but Taylor put in a good little burst. Managed to push the winger out. Sigley to throw in. Looks like they're going to Sutton. No, they're not. McCarroll out the front of the line out. McCarroll manages to stay in. Old Boys have the ball. Looking to clear. Thrown out to their second 5-8 to clear, but they couldn't get the kick in. Again, they're going for the difficult clearing option rather than just putting the ball out. Halfback Marty Campbell kicks, but straight down to the 22 with the Southern halfback waits. Broughton's running wide, he's got a man out wide, offloads on the inside. The Old Boys fullback missing the tackle, and Southern has scored again. Not the result they would have been, Old Boys would have been wanting before that half-time break. Southern starting to play with a lot of confidence, Billy, but I think they're being allowed to by Old Boys' mistakes.
Absolutely, Old Boys just not in the game at all. Mind you, Southern's probably come with a bit of revenge, Pete.
Yep, after the first round, where Old Boys scored late in the game to win. Southern goal kicker. Again, straight down the middle. So I think that makes the score Southern 29, Old Boys 12, and the ref's blown his whistle for half time. So they gave away a try right on half time, which is a bit of a coach killer. And I can tell you now that Coach Phil Gard is not looking happy waiting for his troops to get over the sideline for their half time talk. I wasn't there, Billy, so I can't tell you, sorry.
I'm pretty sure that Old Boys were trailing on that day as well, and they managed to come back and win, I think, in the final last few minutes of the game. I've certainly got Southern in the forwards, you know, and that's really where they should be playing the game.
Yeah, it certainly is.
You got the stats, Lamo?
Right, looks like we're getting ready for the start of the second half. Southern are going to be kicking down to Old Boys. They're playing from left to right. Southern kick-off down to Marty Campbell. Moves the ball wide to Kepper. Kepper hitting it up on the 22. Ray moves it wide to Harold. He's got a bit of space to move him. He's showing the ball. Still ball in hand. In pass. It's a great start by Old Boys. Back to Harold. Flicks. Back flick. Nice pass. Gary Hoffman's on at lock. He's taking the ball deep into the Southern 22. McKerrow on the 22. Taylor moving it wide. Natai runs into two defenders. They're trying to hold him up. They'll be trying to get that ball to the ground. Old Boys still going forward though. Refs actually ruled that Old Boys have taken the ball in and they haven't been able to clear it. But that was a good 60-metre move to start the second half. We'll see if Southern have done anything to strengthen up their scrum after the first half. Scrum screwing. Ball hasn't been put in. Well, Old Boys have got a 17-point deficit to make up. Changes for Old Boys at half time. Look like Trent Sutton has come off the field after quite a heavy workload in the last 3 games, and he has been replaced by Gary Hoffman's at lock, who was involved in that first movement. Oh, big scrum to Old Boys. It's a tight head, but the ball's gone right past the number 8. It's been taken off by Rollins at the back. Clearing to Sigley, who offloads to McKerrow, who's knocked the ball on. Not ready for the pass. And again, silly mistakes costing them the game.
It's a forward pass in the end.
It was a forward pass?
Yeah, forward pass.
Right.
They'll let James off the hook. See if they can do it all again.
Back to the same spot for the scrum. 10 metres out from the Southern line. Southern put in. Old Boys weight coming in. They've shunted them off. But the Southern number 8, no, he hasn't cleared it. Old Boys have the ball again. Gee, that Old Boys scrum is really a weapon for them, and it's probably keeping them in the game. Look like they're going to go left. Sean McKerrow waiting for the ball. Now it's a pick and go. Only 3 metres out from the goal line now. Gone wider to McKerrow. He's got Miller in behind him. They're driving him to the line. Over the post. Oh, and the ball's been stripped. He's dropped it over the line. Unbelievable. However, we've come back to a Southern infringement. There's a penalty 5 metres out. And rather than going for the penalty, it looks like Old Boys are going for the scrum. Not surprising, since we've already had one pushover today. Marty Campbell about to put the ball in. Kepper at number 8. He'll be looking for a repeat performance. Southern scrum's holding. No, the ball's being shunted back now. The ball's out though. Taylor moves it wide. Wairangi, one man to beat. He's gone wide and he's got there. Well, good start to the second half. Well, Wairangi had a lot of work to do there. Cut in, drew the defender, went wide and managed to hold him off with one hand while he forced his way over the line.
Yeah, they probably made a bit of a hash of that, Pete. You know, they were had the shovel on the scrum. They lost control of the ball, and which forced them to have to spin it out wide. Otherwise, that try could have been right underneath the post.
Well, I think it would have been. The number 8 just needed to control the ball, but it popped out, which allowed Southern the opportunity to come up in defence. But luckily enough, Old Boys were able to take advantage. Now Josh Ray with the conversion out wide. It looks like he's hit it pretty well. If it's got the legs, it's right direction, but about a metre short. Yep, Old Boys need every point they can get this half. to try and close that gap. But they've closed it to 12, and with the score 29-17, 5 minutes into the second half. Southern kick-off, it's gone deep. Hoffman's called for the ball. Strong run midfield, he's broken through. He's up to the halfway line. He's bunted the halfback. Oh, Old Boys driven it over the top, and the ref has given a penalty to Southern. Always a tough call, that one, when the attacking team get penalised. Southern actually just hanging on. But Old Boys have certainly started the second half a lot stronger. Southern gone for a short line out. 3-man, trying to get quick ball. Ball didn't look straight there, and the refs picked it up. So he's coming back to an Old Boys scrum. On the 10-metre line, Old Boys territory. Maybe a bit of breeze just starting to pick up. I think it's probably coming from left to right. Oh, scrum penalty. The refs penalise the Old Boys front row for not going down. And Southern now are on the attack. Midway 22 and a half way. Halfback clears the ball. Going right. Again, this is where they look dangerous. Broughton again with the offload. But the ball's gone behind the winger. How are the refs coming back for an Old Boys knock on? Well, I think Southern have got the rub of the green with the last 2 or 3 calls. So we've got Southern put in on the 10-metre line. Halfback about to feed. Once again, the refs called the front rowers up. It's taking a long time to set these scrums. Right, finally the front rows are engaged. Southern are holding. The ball's the number 8's feet. It's been cleared. Cleared into midfield. Offload in midfield. Southern making another 5 metres. Ball's up quick. Broughton has the ball. He's put a kick in.
Run it!
Taylor's got the ball. He's hitting it through the midfield. Old Boys now have the ball on their 10-metre line. Oh! Old Boys pass. Looked like it's knocked on, but the refs allowed it to play on. Now Southern infringing at the breakdown. Hand in the ruck. And Old Boys at the penalty. Looks like they're going to put the ball out and go to the line out. Well, the game might be starting to open up a bit, I think, Billy. Kick's been made, and we're now 40 metres out from the Southern line. Old Boys put into the line out. Old Boys are gone for a short line out option. 5 men. Southern are matched up pretty well. Hoffman's taps the ball back, but it's not taken cleanly. And now gone to a ruck. Taylor hitting it blind, but a bit of a bullet pass, and we've got a knock on. I think it was on to go blind, but certainly a rocket pass from the man whom the blind didn't work. So the Southern put into the scrum right on the halfway line. 15 metres infield. Sun's come out. Number 8 clears. He's broken away from the halfback. Made 5 metres. Sam Weinring is over the ball. But he's been dragged into the ruck. Starting to get a bit scrappy at the breakdown. Ball's coming out wide. Southern players again making inroads. Ball's gone wide. Suddenly got an overlap. 3 on 2. But McPhee comes up and makes the tackle this time. Ball's coming out right. Front row's made inroads. Breaking through 3 tackles. 1 man to beat. Taylor's put him on the deck, but he's offloaded. It's a great support play. Player coming through. The ball popped up from the ground and he scored just to the left of the uprights. Once again, the importance of making those first tackles.
That's what's costing Old Boys the game, isn't it? Those missed tackles.
Yep. So Southern have taken their lead back to 17 points with the kick to come. And once again, it was only 2 metres to the left of the uprights, so it's a pretty easy conversion, which if it goes over, we'll see Southern move to 36, Old Boys 17. Once again, the number 8 puts it right down the middle, and that is the score. Josh Ray kicks off. This time it's ball's on 10 metres. Miller making the tackle. Southern trucking it up. Now they've gone wide on their 22. Bit of a show and go. Again the offload. Southern's number 7. Another young Plungtree. He's looking pretty promising. He's always there in support. But the ball's been kicked down to Taylor, who's hit it up on the 10-metre line. Taking 2 or 3 defenders with him. Old Boys, the ball going right, out to Harold. Ooh, Harold's taken the big tackle. Knocked back, but he's managed to offload. Southern come through and kick the ball into touch on the full. Old Boys with another injury replacement. Roland's midfield, and Bevan Lau has taken his spot on the blind side. I'll always tap the ball back. Ball appeared to hit the halfback's feet, but it's gone back into an Old Boys player that was in front, and the ref's got Old Boys for offside. That's a pretty good nudge from the penalty, and Southern's going to have their throw-in probably about 18-19 metres from the Old Boys goal line on the right hand side of the field. Just waiting for the ball to come back to their hooker. Thrown to the front. Another good take. Southern got the players behind the drive. They've already gone forward 3 or 4 metres. This is where they look dangerous. The ball's come out into the midfield. First fire's made a run, but another good tackle by Ray right round the bootlaces. Now to Broughton on the wing. He's hit the winger, but once again it's a forward pass. Old Boys managed to get 3 or 4 defenders over on the left hand side of the field, which stymied the Southern attack. Southern winger just seems to be overrunning the ball. He's certainly getting a lot of good pull to run off the fullback. Old Boys defensive scrum on their 22. Taylor's put the ball in. He's gone back to halfback. Sam Wairangi ranging out wide. He's got 2 defenders coming up to him, but he's made it all the way up to the halfway line. Old Boys will need to hold on to this ball. Harold's been blown out of the scrum. Got a push and shove going on. Go out of the ruck. Jared Miller taking up the halfway line, taking 2 defenders. Taylor clearing. Nartai moving it wide to McPhee. Sean McKerrow's ranging wide. Lee McPhee running wide. Line in sight. I think he's going to make it. And here he goes under the post. And dots down for Old Boys. Well, Old Boys have reshuffled their back line, and all of a sudden they're looking a wee bit sharper. Taylor's gone to halfback. Marty Campbell onto the wing. And looks like Sam Wairangi back to fullback. Well, they needed that try to stay in the game.
Certainly did. Still got plenty of time.
Well, I think with the kick to come, they've got the deficit down to 12 if he makes this kick. First game of the second round with the points halved. It's an important game. Wairangi's made the kick. So it's a high scoring game here. Southern 36, Old Boys 24. But they're within 2 converted tries of the game. Probably about 20 minutes left to play. Southern about to kick off. Sun's out at Vogeltown Park. Ball's down to Taylor. He's called for it on the halfway line. Offloading to Kepper, who's going to hit it up. Once again, he takes 2 players to stop him. Taylor clearing. Trevor Garlick on. He shows and goes. He's a big man, Trevor. He takes a lot of stopping. Again, Miller hitting it up. Old boys looking like they're doing a lot more one-off runners now, trying to commit the Southern defenders. Ball's gone wide. Dinartai through the centre. They missed the tackle. They're holding on to the ball now. Not letting that go. Southern lying all over the ball. Ball out to Hayes. Hayes offloads for the inside runner, Bevan Lau. Bevan's taken in a good tackle by the Southern defenders. Ball out to Kepper. It's pretty flat. But again, he's drawn 2 or 3 defenders up to the halfway line. Taylor clearing. Oh, inside runner, Trevor Garlick. He hasn't got any supporters though. Oh, the support does arrive. And the ball's cleared. Out to Ray. Ray, a long pass to Campbell that wasn't required. I think if they just put the ball through the hands rather than those long passes, that would be better. Southern defenders are just able to drift. Aussie Dave's just coming on for Jermaine Kepper, who's done a lot of work out there today and scored that 60-metre try early in the game. Pretty messy line out, but it's come back Southern's way. Hayes was out wide. Southern's first 5 just managed to evade him though. Southern moving the ball out right again. Tried the offload, but this time the ball's been knocked on. All of a sudden, the Southern offloads are not quite as effective as they were in the first half. Maybe with the old boys' defence getting up a bit quicker and putting a bit more pressure on their outside backs. So old boys have the put in midway, 22 and halfway on attack. Scrum's been going well. Sean McKerrow's off for the calf strain, which allowed Trevor Garlick to take his place in the front row. Ball's out to McPhee. He's stepping well. Gets the ball away, out to Nardai. Oh, but the pass has gone forward. If he managed to offload that one, I think old boys would have been in again. Yeah, they had the numbers and Southern were stretched. Levi McPhee, since coming to centre, has been looking quite dangerous. So Southern have the defensive scrum. They'll be looking to keep this steady and clear the ball from their line, but they haven't. They've been shunted back. Southern front rows come up. Ooh, I'm surprised we didn't get a penalty call out of that somehow. So even with Sean McKerrow off the field, the old boys scrum's still dominant. Brother James, a very seasoned campaigner, has been a member of this team for a number of years. Southern scrum's holding. Oh, now it's Buckton. The ball's been pushed back. Old boys look like they have the ball. So a dive in, and the ball's been patted straight to the ground. I'd say the Southern player there is very lucky not to come away with a yellow card. Dive straight in and hit the ball to the deck with the halfback about to clear the ball. Old Boys, rather than going for the corner, have elected to have the scrum. Not surprising. Shall he draw in the Southern defenders? Taylor to put the ball in. 20-metre blindside to work with. Taylor with the ball. Moving out wide. Ray taking it to the line. Ngatai hitting the ball up midfield. He's got to get to the ground, which he does. Ball's come back Old Boys' way. Taylor hitting it up. Offload to Trevor Garlick. And Garlick's in under the post. Goodness me.
There's no way you're going to stop Trevor from that close to the line, Pete.
No, big Trevor, the super sub. Hits the inside line off Taylor, and there was no stopping him that close to the line. Well, I think we'll be hearing about that one later on, Billy.
It's another 60-metre run.
Well, with the kick now to come, right in front of the post, Old Boys are back in the game.
Yeah.
Sun coming out at Vogeltown Park, and all of a sudden, the game's live enough of it. Old Boys keeping their mistake rates down, and all of a sudden Southern are making a few of their own. Wairangi always takes the ball back a long way, right in front of the post. He's taken it nearly out to the 22. Gives him more of a chance of the ball skewing off, but he has been hitting the ball well. And he's kicked it straight down the middle, so it's a 5-point game. Old Boys are back in it, 36-21.
All of a sudden we've got a smile on Coach Guard's face.
Coach Guard is looking a lot happier. Still 10 minutes left in the game. Southern will be wanting to get points to try and get Old Boys outside that 7-point margin. And they've looked very capable of scoring. Aussie Dave takes the ball, hitting it up. He's making some inroads. It's gone to the deck. Ball comes back on Old Boys' side. Bevan Lau hitting it up. Bevan making 2 or 3 metres. Taylor clearing off to Ray. The new player on the field. It's gone to ground. Ball comes back. Gary Hoffman's taking it to the deck. Aussie Dave heading up again. He's offloaded to Jared Miller. Now Miller's making a bit of yardage. Ball coming wide. Out to McPhee, who's looked dangerous. Oh, he's offloaded out to the winger. He's gone into contact. Good tackle by Broughton. Broughton's looked solid for the Southern team on both attack and defence. Now Miller coming back on the angle. Taylor clearing the ball. Bevan Lau hitting it up. Southern look like they're tiring. Gary Hoffman's picks the ball up. He's up to 22. Looks like McPhee straight through the middle of the ruck. Sigley's getting driven back. Ball's coming back to Ray. Ray taken into contact, back into the forwards. Southern D-lines come up. Looks pretty well set now. Old Boys a few players on the ground. Garlick takes it into contact. Just over Southern 22. Sigley hitting it up. Drawing the defenders. Bevan Lau puts the fend in. He needs to get to the ground, which he does. Southern player rolling off. Garlick puts the fend in. Nearly gets outside the player, trying for the offload. Sigley again, he's been in this movement 3 times already. Taylor looking to bring the ball back to the open. He picks the ball up and the Southern defenders on him straight away. Ball's been cleared again to Garlick. Draws and passes. Hoffman lays the ball back. Old Boys probably their 10th phase, but they're not going anywhere at the moment. Southern defence is holding. Taylor clears, Nartai taking the contact. If Old Boys can get the ball wide, Southern's got no defence out there. But they've turned the ball over, and now Southern try to move it through Broughton. They've got to make this tackle early, which they don't. And he's into space, coming up to the halfway line, one man to beat. New player on the field. In pass to the Southern winger, who's gone and under the post. Great counter-attacking try by Southern. Again, started by that man Broughton.
Come on, boys! Collect and come back.
Once again, missing that first up tackle.
You've got to say that when Old Boys were on attack, Pete, they really weren't going anywhere. There was nothing on. They didn't try to, help themselves.
They all seemed to get stuck around that ruck and maul area, didn't they?
Yeah.
They certainly had numbers out wide. Southern looked like they were out on their feet. There's probably 15 or 16 phases, but they were struggling to get over the advantage line. Southern once again scoring right under the sticks, so that's extended the lead back to 12 points, 43-31. It's going to be hard for Old Boys to come back from here. If they are, they're going to need to score very quickly. Kickoff's gone down to 22. Winger's taken it. He's put a nudge up. But it's gone straight out. So now Old Boys are on the tack on the 22. Throw into the line out. Sigley to throw. Ball's gone to the back to Lau. Taylor to Ray. Nartai running wide. Feeds by Raggy on the straight up hit, but he's tackled around the ankles and he's gone to the ground on the 22. Bit of a blind to use here for Old Boys. They've taken it into contact. And Southern have managed the turnover. Old Boys support player maybe a bit slow getting over the ball.
Yeah, I think that's been much of the problem for the second half. The support play been too slow to clear it as well.
Old Boys emptying the bench. And Taryn Martin coming out for Old Boys at centre. Taryn hasn't played at Old Boys for a number of years, but he's decided to make a comeback this year. He'll be wanting to get his hands on the ball early. Once again, messy Southern line out, and Old Boys have got to put into the scrum. I really think this is the last throw of the dice for Old Boys. They probably have to score from this play to give themselves any chance of coming back. Taylor clears, Ray in midfield, hits Nardai. Nardai dummies to Taryn Martin, Sam Wairangi in on the cut. Old Boys winger has the ball, but he's gone into the tackle. Ball being recycled. Hayes has the ball out wide. Looks an inside pass, but it wasn't on, so he's held on to it. Old Boys now looking at going wider. Miller coming in on the cut. They need quick ball. Over the 22. Southern D coming up quickly. Nice in pass to Nardhite, but he's just been ankle tapped and he's gone to the deck. Old Boys have numbers out wide if they use them. Yeah, ball is too slow. They're hitting it up again. Southern defence is having time to set up now, isn't it? So Ray running into a flat line. D. And Old Boys have been isolated on the wing and the ball's been ripped and lost. So one of Old Boys' last chances, and they've lost the ball in contact and Southern's going to have to put into the scrum. Well, 43-31 to Southern. Nearing full time. Old Boys puts in another big scrum. Taylor coming around too quickly, and the ref has an advantage to Southern. Penalty advantage. But they're playing it out. Moving the ball wide. Ball's been intercepted by Hoffmans, but the ref's coming back for the penalty. Just as the wind comes up. Bit of back chat from one of the Old Boys players. And he's been marched 10 metres. Ball's been kicked out. Southern throwing 5 metres in their half of the field. Good take, number 2 on the line out. Country has the ball, taking it into contact. Old Boys managed to get the ball. Now they're going wide. Nata in the midfield goes into contact. They need quick ball here. Miller hitting it up. Short ball to Nata. He's free in midfield. Runs straight into the Southern fullback who's made the tackle. Harold's upended. Looked like a bit of a spear tackle. There's a bit of push and shove going on. Old Boys on attack on the 22. Here's the quick ball. Ball's been ripped off Miller though. And another Old Boys turnover, which allows Southern to go wide, and they have numbers. Well, the refs pulled Old Boys for a penalty. Troy Hayes takes a quick tap. Southern went 10 metres. Hayes has run to the player, and the ball's been knocked on by a Southern player. Surprised the ref didn't get them there for not being back 10, but he allowed play to go on. Now it's an Old Boys scrum.
I'm trying to work out how the Southern player knocked it on when Old Boys were in possession of the ball.
That's why you're not a ref, Villian, nor am I. There we go, Old Boys put into the scrum, possibly the last play of the game. Ray taken to the line, in front of the posts. Support finally getting there. Southern defence all lined up. Here's Trevor Garlick again, taking 3 or 4 defenders in. Sigley again involved. Another big run. Hayes taken into contact, only 2 metres out. We have an advantage for an offside, a green player. But Old Boys driving to the line. Ref looking, it's been held up and we're coming back to the penalty. Taylor making the mark. Old Boys have called a scrum.
Great to know what the penalty count is in this game.
Not surprising.
It's been pretty high from both sides.
I think it's been pretty high all round, hasn't it? Coach Phil Gard looking at his watch, indicating there's 3 minutes left. Ball's in, scrum screwing. Southern scrum's actually looking a bit stronger this time. Number 8's taken off, Bevan Lau. Taylor clears into the midfield. Moved it wide. Sam Wairangi with the ball. Running wide, offloads to Harold. Harold chucks the ball in, backflip, but unfortunately the player's out. And the ref's called time, and that's it for the day. Southern probably deserving win in the end, 43-31. Old Boys will be disappointed with that result on their home field.